Welcome to my video on the distributive property, and it's by me, Vineet Sarvanan. So what is distributive property? So distributive property is to multiply a sum by a number or a variable. To do this, you have to multiply each end by the number outside the parentheses. Now let's take an example of A times the quantity of B plus C. Notice I'm saying the quantity of instead of A times B plus C. When you say times the quantity of, you mean the parentheses around the B plus C. So now let's solve the problem. So first thing you do is distribute A to B, and then you distribute A to C. So when you say distribute, you actually multiply. So you multiply A times B and multiply A times C. So that means you get AB plus AC. And because they're both positive, you put a plus sign. But when there's a negative in one of the numbers, which I'll just show you, which is example of A times the quantity of B minus C, so it says a negative sign. So it's a little bit different. So you first just distribute normally A to B, but now you distribute A to minus C, not just regular C, A to minus C. So that means A to B is AB, and we distribute A to minus C is minus AC. Make sure you have the minus, keep the minus sign. So now let's try distributive property with real numbers and variables instead of just using A, B's, and C's. Now let's take another example of A times the quantity of X plus 2. So first thing you do is distribute 8 to X, and then you distribute 8 to 2. So that means you get 8 times X plus 8 times 2. So then you get 8x plus 16 when you simplify. Make sure you simplify at the end. So now let's try another one with the variable. So let's say the example of 2 times the quantity of x plus 4. So that's 2 times x plus 2 times 4, and that's 2x plus 8. So now let's take another example. It's 3 times the quantity of x minus 2. So you distribute 3 to x and 3 to minus 2. So that means you get 3 times x plus 3 times minus 2. So then you get, simplify that, you get 3x minus 6. So now let's see how we can distribute a negative sign. So if we have negative sign on the outside, so negative 3 times the quantity of x plus 3. So you distribute minus 3 to x and minus 3 to 3. So you get minus 3 times x minus 3 times 3. So you get simplify that, you get minus 3x minus 9. Let's take another example of minus 3 times the quantity of x minus 3. So first thing you do is distribute minus 3 to x and minus 3 to minus 3. So when you do minus 3 times 3, then you get minus 3 times x plus minus 3 times minus 3. They're both minus. So yeah. So then you get simplify that, you get minus 3x plus 9, because minus into minus is plus. So word problems can actually be solved using distributive property, and this is an example of one of them. So Jeffrey is doing a Vexec robotics game, and he can score 2 points for each yellow hat that he places in either goal 1 or goal 2. So he can place 3 hats in goal 1 and 4 hats in goal 2. How many points did he score in the game overall? So let's get the information down. How many hats in goal 1? He has 3 hats in goal 1. And how many hats in goal 2? He has 4 hats in goal 2. So then in total he has 3 plus 4 hats. And now let's get the last piece of information down. Is how many points for each hat? He can score 2 points for each hat. So now let's take the total number of points in this game. So at first do 2 times the quantity of 3 plus 4, because 3 plus 4 is the total, and each one is 2 points. So then you get 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4, and you simplify that to 3 plus 8, and you get 14 points total. So let's take this example of 6 times the quantity of 3 plus 9. And then you get another one with 3 plus 9 times 6. So what's the difference times the quantity of 6? So what's the difference between these two expressions, and what's the same between these two expressions? And I'll give you a moment to think about it. The difference is that the number that needs to be distributed for the first expression is on the left, but for the second expression it's on the right. but in both expressions, they have this the distributive property is the same because you distribute the same number to the same addends. And yeah. So now let's do distributive properties to try on your own. So now these are problems to try on your own, so just pause the video and try them on your own and come back. So welcome back. So these are our solutions. And if you get something, first check your answers. If you get something wrong, go to the solutions. If you get 3 or more questions wrong, then go back in the video and to make sure you understand the distributive property. So, thank you for watching my math video.